Hey you guys, it's Sadeja here, aka So Anxious, and today I'm going to teach you guys how to create context for your Revit models. And by context, I mean the surrounding buildings, the sidewalk, and so on. Now this would be very beneficial for your last stages of rendering so that you're able to see how your building fits in place. So let's get started. I am going to use a building from one of my studio projects. And we're not going to go too much into the details of that building specifically. But yeah, this is going to be the example model I'm using. So once I take the perspective image of the building, I'm just going to stretch that out so that we can see more of the surroundings. It's nothing there, obviously, except my structure, but I'm still going to show you what it looks like rendered. Revit is a very powerful software and it's very intuitive. So they are going to give me a ground plane as well as a sky, which you can see now, but that's the only thing that's going to come about. We can't tell, the scale of the building in relation to other buildings, the spatial complexity or anything like that. So we're going to have to come up with a way to easily incorporate dimensions of other buildings. So what you are going to do is visit your internet browser and you are going to look up the location of your building. Now hopefully you are working on an actual site, but this can be made up, but this is specifically for creating or representing that actual environment that exists. So I'm going to look up my building on maps, which is on a intersection of P Street and 14th Street in DC. When I get here, I'm going to zoom in and capture all the buildings that I want to be modeled in my rendering. I'm going to take a screenshot or a snippet of that. From here, I am going to go to the top bar of the Revit program and click on the Insert tab. When I click on the Insert tab, I'm going to insert an image. And I saved the image to my desktop, so I'm going to navigate to the desktop and select context, what I named the snapshot that I took of the map. And I'm going to place that on the Revit model. Isn't that really cool? So yeah, you can basically take images of what I'm doing, which is entire context, or you can take floor plans and upload that image onto Revit to be basically traced. And I'm going to show you guys how to trace the image. So I actually flipped and resized the image so that my building fits exactly where it's supposed to be in relation to the surrounding buildings, which is only a 2D picture right now. It's nothing 3D about it. It's not created yet. So once I have that settled, I am going to go to the wall tool and I am literally going to trace around all the edges of the building. So this is easy enough. The great thing about this is that I can see exactly what I'm tracing on top of, and I'm building it from wall. This is what you would do if you were just imagining how big or the mass of the buildings. You would still use the wall tool. So I'm just going to speed through this process a little bit and I'll catch you guys when it's all done. After I'm finished etching out all of the walls, I'm going to move on to the sidewalks. And for the sidewalks, because we don't want them to be made out of a wall and then create a hollow shape, we are going to make a model in place. And I'm going to name it sidewalk. I also categorized it as a floor a second ago if you didn't see that. And we are going to create an extrusion. And so with that extrusion, it's not like a wall, whereas I can just leave the volume open. If you notice, because the image cuts some of the buildings off, I can just leave a wall where it's cut. I can't do that with an extrusion. It has to be a closed shape. So I'm just going to close the shape around wherever the image cuts. And I'm saying this just so you guys know that the street or the sidewalk does continue past the gray areas that you're seeing now, but it is a bit irrelevant when we're taking perspective images of the rendering at the end of the process. So when we're done, we can actually delete that 2D image, and here stands the context that we created, as well as the ground sidewalks. Oh my gosh, it's a fly in here. Lord. So I'm going to go to one of my perspective images, and yeah, you can see the difference that it makes. Here's another perspective. You really get to place your building inside of its environment once you do this. One thing to take into consideration is I made all of the walls, basically all of the buildings, the same height as my building. This is not what you want to do for your real life project. You want to go and actually find the lateral dimensions of the buildings so that the shadows that are casted are realistic, the spatial integrity is kept, and that it's just overall more believable. Right now everything is the same height. That's not actually how it is on 14th and P Street. But yeah, this is how you create context using Google Maps images. I know that there are other ways to make this happen, especially if you have programming such as Lumion. Lumion is really good with realistic renderings, especially environmental or landscaping modeling. But this is how I've learned to do it on Revit. This is really kind of quick. It's not that difficult to do, and this can get really lifelike. I did not get a chance to actually get all the lateral dimensions, so to make it correct and mass. Oh, it's a fly around my head right now. Woo! I hope y'all can't hear it. But yeah, or get to add textures, windows, doors, framing, anything extra, any character to the building was not implemented. But once you do that, you can do this all on Revit. You really don't have to take it to Photoshop if you don't want to. But yeah, Photoshop can help as well. If you want to know how to edit and skew real life images so that your specific building can fit in place to where you would like it to go, here's an example of that. You know, you can request it. I may just record and upload a video on it either way, because I feel like it will definitely help some people out. So yeah, if you guys have any other requests on videos that I can make to help you guys as far as problem solving structure building, model making, just let me know. Or even just how to overall navigate the program. Please let me know. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.